I gave her. You see?
Way too. Yo. So, I want to take a deeper dive actually into this Spider-Man 2 gameplay that they had revealed at this past PlayStation Showcase and share a little bit more of my thoughts and what I'm thinking about from what we've seen so far. The game is supposed to come out later this year in the fall. And let's be honest, this is like the one bright spot that that a PS5 has for the remainder of this year. So yeah, this game definitely does have a lot of expectation and hype around it. So yeah, I figured that, you know, I want to kind of re-watch it and go over some of the stuff that interested me, some stuff that I feel like can be worked on my hopes for the game, stuff like that. So yeah, let's get into it.
Crispy.
Oh yeah, and I will say, because Suckers is complaining about the graphics again in this game, so it doesn't look like a PS5 game. I will say, when they revealed this game during the showcase, I don't know if it was the stream or because it was like compressed to all hell. It did look like, you know, it wasn't all that like sharp and detailed and fine-tuned, but if you actually watch the raw footage on PlayStation's channel or wherever, to where I think you can watch it up to 4K, bro, this show looks good. Like, it does. And apparently, from what I was hearing these past few days, this was an old build of what they showed us. So since then, you know, they probably, you know, improved on, you know, visuals in the game, and, you know, fine-tune and tweak some stuff around. So yeah, just in case you guys have not seen it raw, I would highly advise you to watch it on PlayStation's channel, whatever. I'll upload this vid at 1440p just for, you know, suckers out there.
The beast could be anywhere.
The beast. That's what they call him? The beast.
You have no idea.
So yeah, real quick, because this was, you know, one of the things that I was complaining about in the reveal. The suit. The symbiote suit for Spider-Man. I don't think it looks bad by no means. Who knows? It might change, you know, during the game. Maybe Insomniac has already changed the suit up and it don't even look like this no more. But I will say this, just from of what we know right now, yeah, it kind of does look funny. I feel like it only really looks funny because the suit has like two different textures. Right here, you see like it's almost like a wrinkly, like skin type texture, and then it goes up to here, and then on the mask, and it almost looks like rubber or something like that. So yeah, I think it might be because of the two different like textures of the suit. And I was even possibly thinking maybe during the game, the longer Peter keeps the suit on, it starts to, you know, turn into like that wrinkly skin type thing, meaning that it's almost tougher for him to take the suit off because it's starting to really like attach to him. So maybe I'm just making guesses. Maybe at this point in like the game, it hasn't been on him for too long, and maybe that's why it has like different textures, and maybe the longer he keeps it on, the face part and like the arms, it starts to also turn that texture, and it kind of starts to get like almost venom like, and then maybe it's harder for him to take the suit off. I was just thinking about stuff of like why the suit looks like this, because it does kind of look a little funny. So these tendril attacks right here, let me tell you why I love them. First off, one, it's so like what this suit is about. He uses the tendrils a lot. But also, if you guys remember, and shout out to my Web of Shadows fans if y'all know about it. Web of Shadows is one of the most underrated Spider-Man games in my opinion. But one thing that I loved about Web of Shadows is in that game, based off of if you was playing in the original suit or the symbiote suit, the move sets in combat was completely different. So if you was in the original suit, your attacks were quicker, but they were lighter and they did less damage. If you was in the symbiote suit, your attacks were slower, but they looked cool and they did, they looked cool and they did a lot more damage. I love seeing all this stuff like this and him going into the ball, like all this stuff. To me, the fact that you can use the web to like knock them into things, I love that. I really love that. I love how he's like interacting with the environment more in this game. Like you're Spider, you can literally do anything with like the webbing. So seeing all of that stuff, how he's just interacting with the environment more, like all of this stuff to me is a great sign.
He's gonna wish he never came to New York.
Yo, I love his voice in this suit, bro. This man sounds freaking done. Tendrils, bro. Yes. Yes. And also right here, you see the little robot wolf dog or whatever this thing is. The freaking raptor wolf robot dog, whatever. I want to see more enemy variety in this game. In 2018 and Miles Morales, really the only enemies was just humans. Like you had, your basic thugs, the freaking henchmen. Then they would get in these like specialized suits. They might throw in shields, and boss fights don't count. I'm talking like actual other things you go against in this game aside from just humans. Again, in Web of Shadows, they had like the whole symbiote infected people, so you was fighting like all these like symbiote creatures and then like symbiote infected humans, stuff like that. So if they could tie in like you're going against like little machine dogs, whatever, and then like other like creatures and stuff like that mixed in with enemies, I feel like that'll also make this game that much better. Also, another thing that kind of impressed me that might be a small thing to some other people is I love how in this segment, it's almost like you're fighting in an actual neighborhood. Like in Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales, that's never really something you got, I felt like, in those games. Like, yes, it was an open world and you was able to swing wherever you wanted to, and you was fighting in the streets and stuff like that. But in this segment, it's almost like you're fighting in someone's backyard. Like you're in the alleyways and stuff like that. You're seeing houses and street lights. That's something that may be very small, but I just like the vibe of it in this segment.
I'm not gonna make it in time.
But Miles will.
Miles.
So I must say,
to the Harlem
I
Fish Market.
love this part.
Lizard.
The whole super slingshot with Miles.
Sounds like Craven's checking off his.
Like, dog, this is Spider.
Move.
Like, this super slingshot part, and he's freaking moving so
guess we'll chat
fast
later.
and swinging around, and you got that exaggerated black team swagger going. Using the freaking
Yankee,
gliding suit.
the lizard's
This
loose at the fish
entire
market.
part right
Must
here to
be
me
sushi night.
You still
was
got that
done
hunter throwing?
so well. And like, again, that is another complaint that you really have from a lot of people about the Spider-Man games, which, I mean, to a certain extent I get, but at the same time I don't. Like, these people are like saying, oh, the web swinging needs to be better. It's the same. Like, bro, the web swinging in Spider-Man 2018 and Miles Morales was probably, I mean, outside of what, the movie game for Spider-Man 2, it is already like almost flawless with what Insomniac has already done with the web swinging. At this point, is only just making tweaks to make it that much more better. So you're seeing, stuff like the super slingshot of how Miles takes off, which you could not
I'm
do.
on it. Sounds
And,
like Craven's checking off his.
Spider-Man, I freaking love this jump right here. And
guess we'll
then
chat later.
the seamless transition into gliding. Like, all of this stuff was not in Spider-Man 2018 or
Yankee,
Miles Morales.
the lizard's loose
So,
at the-
yes, I do want new web swinging animations. Like, I do want that. Like, I remember, I think it was in the Amazing Spider-Man movies with Andrew Garfield. There was one swing that still sticks out to me in that movie for some reason. Like, he was web swinging and he was like crawling up the web, like, wow, stuff like that. Like, and it was just such a nice look because he actually looked like a spider. So like little like new, like just the little nuances of like what he's doing between each swing. I feel like that's the only thing that I would truly want to see them add to this game to just make it that much more better, and maybe have him interact a little more with, like, you know, what's around him, like buildings or, you know, whatever he can like attach his webs to, maybe stuff like that. But outside of that, bro, like, I don't know. I feel like some people are almost acting like the web swinging in these games are bad. They're not. At this point, all they can really do is just fine tune and tweak some things and maybe add a little stuff. But from what I've seen so far with just this section right here,
loose at the fish market.
like, bro, it looks great to me. So web lines
spread out
like that, like that.
Find the
I don't think you
messenger.
could do stuff like this in Miles Morales
Look
in
at those
2018.
fish. It's been feeding.
Never saw it.
Double perch takedown. Liking it. I'm liking it. And this man Miles just goes in like he's freaking Electro. Freaking doing combat, and bro, it looked like Miles, like you can really use his electric powers in this one. Like, remember in Miles Morales, the only time you can like really use his electric powers is when like you had like that special bar like like filled up. In this one, it really looked like you can do some electric moves with Miles. I also want to throw in that I feel like in this game with Miles and Peter, they should utilize his webbing more. So for example, in the PlayStation 1 titles, they were in the PS2 titles as well with the movie games. Remember when like you was in combat and you could like actually use your webbing as like, you know, you had the web gloves, you had the web dome, and then you could like blow it up and like everyone around you. Like, I feel like they should do more attacks that like utilizes his webbing. They had the web balls as well. Like, that's like all stuff that I feel like little things like that put in this game, it'll make the combat that much better. Really, in 2018 and Miles, the only thing you could do is like web them up to, you know, get them away from you, or like attach them to something, or like web yank them, whatever. If they add more stuff just like combat wise that you could do with the webbing, I feel like it'll take the combat to the next level just along with that. See, just little stuff like this, I feel like they should do more in this game. I just feel like that wasn't, I mean, yeah, you could do it, but it wasn't really a focus in Spider-Man 2018 or Miles Morales, him like crawling around. I feel like they should focus more and have like more sections to where he has to use his crawling and stealth more, and like just sticking to walls or whatever. I want to see more stuff like this. So yeah, again, I had said this in the reveal. I do feel like when you're playing as Peter, especially in this suit, I don't think the web swinging should look the same. I feel like he should use his tendrils more to attach to things. It should be a completely different like way he moves around, and it looks more powerful and just like he's angry trying to get to the objective. I still do like that he could glide, but yeah, I do feel like the web swinging in the symbiote suit should be just like the move set is different. I feel like the swinging should be different. So yeah, man, these were all things that like really started to catch my eye after like my 6th, 7th 8th, 9th viewing of this gameplay reveal for Spider-Man 2. But yeah, what improvements or things that you guys notice in this gameplay reveal that you want to touch on a little bit more, get your opinion out there more, leave all that and more down in the comment section below. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. Hope you guys are staying safe out there in these next gen streets. And until the next video, my brothers and sisters, I'll catch up boys in my next, right? We out.